Welcome to the video. My name is Simply John. Today we're going to be looking into a VTuber who tried to ruin Kirsch's career and is finally getting a little bit of, well, I wouldn't necessarily say payback, just karma has come back to bite her in the ass. Let's go ahead and dive on in.
So today we're going to be talking about a VTuber who recently lost out on an opportunity and even announced a hiatus as a result of these related events. This is someone who recently had posts discovered where they're saying very racially charged insults as well as
Oh, we
directing
can't do that.
harassment campaigns against other VTubers.
Oh
Now, a
no.
lot of the Twitter freaks out there, they think that describes me. No, I'm not the one doing those things. It's people like Naralina here. We have talked about this VTuber in the past and even recently for some pretty relevant reasons. And now they are taking a hiatus and they've stepped down from a recent VTuber related event.
Now, what I'm wondering is if it's going to be a hiatus, or are they actually going to just graduate because of how hot things got? Considering some of the things I've seen and heard from this person before, I think any amount of time off the internet and just spending time in the real world would be very helpful.
Events because of the backlash she is facing and the event is facing for allowing her to be a founder of the events. Now, before we get into her statement, which is filled with a lot of misleading information, I just wanted to announce to you guys that my latest Patreon exclusive video is now live as of today. If you want to check out my Patreon and everything on it, I'll put a link to it in the pinned comment. There's bonus content there. We've recently revamped the page. There's a lot of benefits you can get. And at the end of the day, if you want extra content and you want to support me in this channel, this is a great way to do it. And I appreciate the crazy amount of support you guys have provided for this Patreon. But let's jump back into the topic for today. And it all begins with the Onyx Awards. And
That's okay. Sorry about
for
that.
lack of a better phrase, it is the Black VTuber Awards. And it's very controversial. Okay, if you look at the post that is promoting it, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of interactions. Some people
Yeah.
criticizing it, some people supporting it, and a lot of other people just fighting amongst each other, right?
So here's what I don't understand. I don't care about a black VTuber awards, white VTubers, Latina. I don't care if there's awards specifically for that. I do question the criteria. If you have a black model, does that count? If you have a white model but you're black, does that count for being a black VTuber? What if you're a mixed race? Because I know a lot of times people get a little funny about mixed race stuff. How do you qualify for the Black VTuber Awards? Are there any criteria that anyone knows of? Please let me know.
Now, of course, the kind of end result of today's video is going to result with Naralina stepping down as a founder and walking away from this event and announcing a hiatus from VTubing related activities. Now, this happened because people were pointing out some of her very controversial posts. As pointed out here in this reply, they have changed their bio. The Onyx Awards originally had 3 founders listed with their ads, of
Okay.
course, and one of those people was, of course, Naralina. The other 2 individuals, I don't know anything about them, but we're focusing on Naralina for today. And if you look at
I am curious about the other two as well, what they've said.
their account right now, all 3 of the founders are gone. Now, they might claim that's because they're facing harassment.
Now, I'm really curious why all three are gone. I kind of want to dig into the other two creators on that.
But a lot of people would say that's because Naralina, one of the founders, has had a
Excuse me,
bunch
dog.
of
No,
very
no, we are not doing
troubling
this again.
tweets resurface and they're facing backlash because of that, and the event is facing backlash for allowing someone like that to be their founder. So this is the focus right here, and it's an example of another individual that probably would have never been on my radar at any point ever if it wasn't for the fact they tried to go after Kirsha and lead a harassment campaign against her and call her slurs and other stuff, and also disparage me. In many such cases, by the way. But they made this statement yesterday announcing that they are stepping
Okay.
away as one of the founders. They are completely removed from the event and they're going on a hiatus. It's a bit of a longer statement here, so I'm going to break it up into some smaller chunks. Let's begin with the intro. It says, "To all who may or may not know me, hello, I'm Neralina, and I've made some comments in the past in which I would like to give context to. Now, I'm going
All
to
right.
spoil this. Comments in the past, most of which have come from at the most within a year ago, and some of them within the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's not a whole lot of time to reflect. Granted, if you say something really fucked up, a lot of times you'll know and kind of figure that shit out pretty quickly, but over the course of roughly a year, I'm pretty sure the only reason you're reflecting and want to give context to is because you're getting a lot of backlash over this new thing.
But anyways, they say back in 2025, I made a statement against Kirsha and the wider VTuber fan community as I
Yeah,
was facing racial attacks due to a video I made addressing drama tubers and my iris for their actions. Now that
I remember Kirsha being canceled. It was one of the reasons I followed her to begin with, because every single thing that I saw people complaining about pretty much ended up being baseless. I have never seen her say or do anything that's racist or could be considered a racial attack. That's just bullshit.
that video, I could pull up some clips from that, but I think there's an even more on point clip from an even more recent video of hers where she's talking about how black VTubers or minority VTubers respond to what they believe are attacks from not just VTuber fans, but VTubers in general.
And this has been a concurrent event that
All right, before we really get into that, I have questions about this avatar. It looks like you're going for black woman elf style with those ears. The hair is fine. I want to know why you have that weird veil. Is it some sort of historical thing? Is it based off of an anime or game or some sort of fantasy character you liked? Yeah, I'm curious about it, but I think you do better off showing like a whole face. My personal opinion. And there is a lot of pink for the background. You got the pink flowers, flooring, everything. Which, if that's your style and that's what your fans are happy with, then good for you. But I don't know. I don't see the appeal. I don't think I'd watch you off of visuals alone. And from what I've learned about you, don't think I'd be following you for the content either.
continuously happens in the VTubing community. A non black person will say something controversial or will be racist. Black VTubers see this and speak up about this issue and say it's wrong. And then VTuber fans and sometimes VTubers themselves will then turn to racism to defend their points. It is just so
What racism?
interesting how we are now in a culture where it's normalized to refer to us with such derogatory terms. But as soon as black people use their voices to speak out against something that they find uncomfortable, then all of a sudden it's a free for all and it's okay for y'all to say whatever you think you can
Mm,
say.
So when I
no,
say I think a lot of the
I now I might be wrong here, but I would say that we were at an all-time low for racism across the board. We couldn't even make, friendly jokes between friends that would be considered racist, even though it's all in good jest and no one was getting offended. We got to the point where that was almost completely stamped out in most circles. And the inability to even make lighthearted fun with friends and everything being cracked down is actually bringing about a rise of people genuinely hating others, not because of their skin color, but because they are lacking the freedom of speech that was once shared. I mean, if you go back to the 90s and 2000s, it sounded more racist. You jump in a 2008 Halo lobby, oh boy, you're learning some new words. There were new slurs made on the daily, but it wasn't directed at specific people or a specific race. It was directed at you as an individual for being ass at a game or really good at a game. That's not true racism. Racism is hating everyone of the race. And that's been almost entirely exterminated. If it's making a comeback now, it's because of certain people making an entire race seem worse.
these statements that she's making are misleading. I think she's trying to create this sort of narrative that these rabid VTuber fans are out there and these VTubers are joining in on these racial attacks, but the main focus of this entire thing, the only VTuber name dropped here is Kirsha. And the situation with Kirsha, it didn't have anything to do with something Kirsha said. Kirsha never went after this Naralina individual, and yet Naralina was the one making posts harassing her and directing hate towards her and saying some pretty out of pocket stuff. And really, this post right here kind of sets up, again, a narrative that doesn't add up when you actually look at the post. And don't worry, we will go through all.
Hey, someone called Grandpa Buff. He's gonna like having some of his old slurs come back. Moon crickets was historically used against black slaves as a slur to insult those who sang hymns through the night and looked rough because of it. Is that a TOS violation to start? Can I make a song about moon crickets? A nice AI little bop? Something soothing maybe? Crickets on the moon? Yeah, no, that sounds nice. I'm down. Let's go for it.
All of them. So here, continuing on in her statement, since I was being called everything between the hard R and the R word, I was driven by
Oh,
heightened
the
emotion.
R word. Come on. You got tits. That means you're supposed to have balls so big they can't hang between your legs anymore. Just say that you're being called retarded. It's fine. We know.
And tried to clap back, citing the phrase racist, Nazi, Mayo moon crickets in my tweet. For context, the word moon cricket was historically used.
Okay, now the moon crickets need to be slathered in mayonnaise or jumping out of a mayonnaise tub. Gotta happen.
Against black slaves. It's a slur to insult those who sang hymns through the night and looked rough.
Yes, unhinged
Because
moment.
of it,
Fucking
and
clip
considering
it.
that I
Make
was
it short.
already being lamented
Get
with
me canceled.
derogatory
It'll be fun.
language at this time, I thought going dark woke and fighting back with something.
Dark woke. Is that like them trying to say the dark Brandon when No, not Brandon. Dark Joe, Dark Biden, whatever they called him. Is that what she's trying to go with? Or is this just woke for black people? Oh, well, let's see here. There should be a nice little thing. Give me a quick moment. I mean, let's see. So if you're on the phone, yeah? Yeah. You tap on the screen, and there's a nice little button right between the volume and the spinny thing to let it go full screen. That lets you make clips. Do I know how it works? No, I just know it's there. So, if I start going off on an unhinged rant, feel free. Or you've got access to all of these VODs. I can share it. It's fine.
Equally as inflammatory was the correct response. That is not the case. So, yeah, they're trying to say they were being attacked and they tried to attack back
Okay,
with the same sort of
yeah.
energy. They
You felt like you were being insulted because you don't know better, most likely. You tried to hit back by being racist and bullshit. Yeah, so you try and clap back, not realizing that the person that you're trying to attack actually doesn't give a shit. And then your own side, the radical far left retards, come after you as well because you were saying not nice things. The oh so inclusive eating their own is what I'm getting out of this. Now, I don't even remember your name because it wasn't important. What would you do if someone you were attacking put out an apology post? Would you forgive them? Would you let things go under the bridge if they apologized and groveled? Or would you put your boot on the back of their neck and shove their faces in the dirt? I think we all know the answer. You wouldn't let up for a second. And now you are doing the exact same thing, hoping to be let up. The people in the middle, the people on the right, they'll forgive you. Well, they might not forgive you, but they won't keep beating you. If you're having to go on hiatus, it's not because of anyone in the center to the right. I can guarantee that. Welcome to the world you are trying to make. These are your people.
They thought they were getting racist attacks against them, so they tried to be racist in return. They're fighting racism with racism. Probably not a very good idea. But of course, this is all focusing on Kirsha. And the post that she's referring to is not about Kirsha's fans. It's about Kirsha. So when you're saying these things up here, which we'll see in the tweet in just a second, you're calling her a racist with no proof. Slander. You're calling her a Nazi with no proof. Slander. And then you call her a Mayo Moon Cricket. Slur. You know,
God,
like crazy
I need
stuff,
a video of that male
right?
moon
And
crickets.
again, this whole thing is about Kirsha, who gets lumped into like pretty much every situation like this. I try not to talk too much about her, but it seems like we're always intrinsically tied in like every single kind of VTuber related drama or cancellation campaign. But this is the post we're talking about. This was during the whole Gamer Subs campaign where people were trying to get Kirsche removed from Gamer Subs, and there was a massive attempt to have that happen. Sound familiar? Well, it should, based on the last month or so with this channel. But you can see what she said. So much Kirsche hate has been in my timeline recently, and to that I say, keep it going, guys. I love to see those racist Nazi Mayo Moon crickets getting
Oh, you get what you fucking deserve. This is not about being unjustly targeted. This is receiving the exact same thing you wished upon others. If you can't take the heat, don't light your fucking house on fire, dipshit.
dragged to filth. She's talking about Kirsche, not a barrage from fans. She's singling her out by name and saying she deserves all of this and she wants it to keep going.
You're probably going to want to clip that too, because I think that's a good quote.
She's not just throwing out these terms that she's directing at Kirsche. She's also directing a harassment campaign against her. Okay? She did not include that in her recent statement.
Hey, I see the popcorn emoji there. Should we get a channel point redeem that is just popcorn exploding across the screen? Say 5,000 point redeem? I think that would work. I think that'd be fun. Unlock it only when we're doing just chatting, so it doesn't like happen during say games or something like that. Oh god, that sounds great. We should do that.
She ignored that part. And of course, in the quotes of the statement here, you have Kirsche pointing out many different things.
Hell
and we'll
yes.
get to them, including Neralina promoting an article that essentially said you can't be racist against white people.
Hold up.
And that basically
I did learn the frame by frame. This is probably not the best time to use it. Near Lena. I really hope I can forget that name again shortly. Thank you to everyone who has been super supportive and has been sending me so much love via DMs, etc. Heart emoji. If you have time, please read this beautiful article by Grimoria. Maybe more like Crimoria. This will be my last tweet directly addressing #that one right now. I'm not a racist, Kirsche says. Her community shows otherwise. And worse. Dun dun dun. Cry more, bitch.
that essentially said you can't be racist against white people. That essentially said you can't be racist against white people. And that basically Neralina
of course not.
Wrong.
The only people who can be racist against white people are other white people. We've done it for centuries. Fucking give me a break. You know, we were more racist towards each other than other skin colors. Like, look at how the Irish were treated when they were first coming to America. And the Italians, holy fuck.
Wrong. And down here, they also mentioned that she was happy to lose her sponsorship with Advance. That's a very loaded subject right now.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
As you guys know, but she did.
Maybe Advance finally actually did make a good choice in getting rid of someone. I mean, let's be honest. If you're going to cancel sponsorship with someone, it's going to be because they are certifiably insane. If they're, calling out others and not calling out others. Calling out others is fine. If you are possibly going so far as to, or especially if you're wishing harm on others, then that would be a justifiable reason.
Did lose her advanced sponsorship for those tweets, among others, I believe, at the very least because of the tweet about Kirsha. And she's happy about it. And then they whine and say that this is an example of cancel culture, referring to how Kirsha lost her sponsorship with Crime Boss for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
But then you have someone.
And here's the thing with Kirsha and Crime Boss that most people will know. Kirsha loved that game. It's like if you took all the 80s and 90s action stars and you put them in a video game that was just for the boys and the memes and the bullshit. That's how she described it. She made it sound great. I know for a fact that a lot of people that followed her got the game specifically because of her. They were going to put her in if they did not actually put her into the game. Okay, so yeah, no, you'd have to keep a son away with a 10-mile pole. But yeah, no, if you're not a terrorist, an actual PDF file, all those things. If it's just a difference in political opinion, great. If you've got someone actually like Kaya, Kaya, but it's okay. Kaya is immortalized forever. Hassan will one day pass on, and wherever his grave is, someone will hopefully lay down a very respectful picture that just says, "Justice for Kaya." That would be phenomenal. Now that I've been slightly derailed, let's see. Yes, Crime Boss. So, she was one of their best salesmen. She loved that game. She worked with the creators. She was friends with them in many respects. And over this one incident, this one bit of bullshit, but they just dropped her. She lost her sponsorship, which I don't even think she cared about the money. She just wanted to support a game she loved. And they lost a lot of money because a lot of people started requesting refunds for the game because of how they treated her. And the people who were happy that a game canceled this problematic individual went to play the game and realized, oh, this is toxic bullshit. We don't like this. This is bad. And so they didn't buy the game. So you lost your paying customers for what? A small bit of social media clout that has backfired for a whole year at this point? You're fucking retarded. No. You don't have to agree with the politics of everyone. But when you have someone who has consistently been supporting you, the least you can do when someone is coming and saying, we don't like them because they're mean on Twitter. They say something that sounds like it might be racist. You just sit there and say, I'm sorry, I can't control what they do outside of things. If I'm actually sponsoring a specific stream, I can ask them not to say something. And you leave it at that. Keep it professional, dickheads.
Saying slurs and directing harassment campaigns losing a sponsorship, and somehow that is relatable. Like, those are on the same level.
Fuck yeah. Quango Beam. Let's go.
Not, right? But of course, you keep looking through their account. I just keyword searched KK Kirsha.
Oh
Obviously, we
yeah.
know what they mean by that. And it's like relentless. This was happening over and over
That's
again. They're
three, four,
including it in a bunch
five.
of tweets
At
and
least five
replies to
different
other people.
things
And
specifically
then in
saying KK
response
Kirsha.
to the backlash, they say, "Dear VTuber community, I would like to apologize to absolutely nobody. Hell, I apologize to myself for not going harder." Guys, this wasn't a tweet from like 10 years ago. This was a year ago. This was in 2025. And they continue on saying, "My words come up from a pure hatred of bigots. KK Kirsha and her fans can keep crying. What do y'all say again, Cope and Sieve?" And then they
No.
continue on sharing that they
No
lost
one's
their
crying
sponsor with
about KK
Advanced.
Kirsha.
And down here they say, "I just learned that Rev is sponsored by Advanced. Thank goodness they dropped me, bro. Holy ass."
How racist would it be to find an authentic, historical KKK outfit and redesign it with like VTuber merch? That's probably a bad idea. Oh, yes, Advanced GG, the rival to Gamer Subs that dropped good old Rev here for getting into some petty back and forth on Twitter.
I didn't know they were working with that stinker, which, by the way, if you worked with Advanced at the time, I cannot understand for the life of me how you didn't know I worked with the company. Like, I wasn't some, like, random affiliate who just had, like, a code. Like, I was, like, prominently featured a lot on their website, among other things. But moot point, I'm not with them anymore. They dropped me as well. I guess we have that in common. Neralina and me. We are
Yes,
both
rabbit holes. You
former
don't need to
Advanced
put the
partners, or I don't know
W
if she
on.
was an affiliate or whatever, but you get my point. But it goes further. Okay, so back in June, now we're talking like a
Well, I
full month.
mean, for this normal rabbit hole, HOLE. But if you put the W in, it's a whole thing. It's a whole individual. You go in there, you find the whole den, the network. I mean, that's some deep shit. That's real detective work if you're going into the whole rabbit. Oh god, that'd be bad for the rabbit. Probably unsettling for whomever went in. Let's not do that. They just go in the rabbit hole. It's fine. The whole den.
Month later, someone pointed out her previous comments under a post where she was trying to virtue signal about racism not being acceptable, and she said, "Don't care," with a burning cigarette.
Uh-huh.
And then,
Wait,
back in
wait,
my
wait.
whole cigarette, she was trying to virtue signal about racism not being acceptable, and she said, "Don't care."
So, racism isn't acceptable and you don't care, and now all of a sudden, oh, woe is me, the racist chuds are after me. Come on. It's pathetic.
With a burning cigarette. And then, back in my whole campaign with Advanced dropping me, she tried to jump in on the brigade, saying they dropped my sponsorship at the drop of a hat, but continued to platform Rev after harassing me.
Well,
So
yeah.
obviously we all know
Rev made money. I
the
bet your bitch
reason
ass
that
didn't.
happened. It was, I can almost 100% say it was the tweet where you said slurs and directed a harassment campaign against someone else. And me, at the time, making a video just showing your public tweets and not even asking for punishment. That's not harassment. I'm allowed to talk about people. I'm allowed to criticize people. That's fully within my right. But they were trying to join in. You can see a proposed note. It doesn't matter at this.
And while freedom of speech is only as it pertains to what the government is able to censor, even with freedom of speech, there is no such thing as freedom from consequence. And by that, I mean in the private sector, a private company is allowed to say, we don't like what you said, or we think it's bad for our image, we do not want to work with you anymore. If you say some heinous shit to a person, to their face, the consequence might be getting your face rearranged. Not saying that violence is the answer, but just because you have the freedom to forget to put a filter between whatever little bit of brain matter you have and your mouth, doesn't mean that everyone around you has to accept it.
Point, this stuff kind of is like over. But then again, in the same thread, they try to say racism equals reclaiming and jokingly using a slur that was historically used against black people. Y'all can call me whatever, blah, blah, blah. Bunch of bad stuff.
Oh, hey, good. See, here we go. Here we go. Right there. I am allowed to call you a retard. Thank you for permission. I didn't need it. I was going to do so anyway. I already did. But now, I have the written proof. Good. Good. Good job, retard.
God forbid a black person makes their own dark woke own. So they use that whole dark woke thing in their
I have never heard
statement
of
from
dark
yesterday,
woke
and they're
before
still
this
using the
video.
dark woke own thing in January of this year, on the 28th, 3 weeks ago. And then they got absolutely ratioed into oblivion right there. But, you know, when we're like reclaiming things, I guess that's the claim. You have someone citing what they said back in May. They also added in another one saying, we bringing back shiny new insults for those palm-colored semen demons.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
is that dark woke too? Like, I don't know. Am I missing something? What are we doing? Does anyone that you think are these awful, terrible people say anything even remotely close to this stuff? Like, I feel like I needed to get out like a dictionary or a thesaurus or something to try to find out what's going on here with these terms. But let's continue with the statements. They say, my past actions have caused a great deal of grief, harassment, and abuse towards my mutuals, colleagues, and friends, and I cannot sit idly by without properly addressing it anymore. I apologize for my actions, my words, and my lack of acknowledgement towards the situation as a whole. I thought that I could ego my way through the hate.
Oh, yeah.
Understandable.
Sure.
And simply move on. But after seeing the people I cherish around me getting attacked and unjustly targeted, I knew it was time to say something. I have not used or vowed to never use such shameful language, regardless of the context, again. Well, I guess we will hold you to that, but based on...
Okay. So, what I'm seeing is you have given me permission to call you a retard, and you have taken away your own permission to say mean things. That's a damn good deal.
The mocking tone to anyone bringing it up is recent as a few weeks ago. I think people have their doubts. But here is the second part of the statement. I'm just going to read through it. It's pretty self-explanatory. They say, trying to bite back regardless of my justifications with such language is not okay. It's not who I want to be, nor is the type of person I want to present as. I now understand that in order to have opinions I do, I must lead by example and not stoop to the level of those who hurt me. With that said, I have decided to formally and officially step away from the Onyx Awards as a founder and staff member to aid in my extended hiatus. This decision is my choice. It has not been influenced by anyone inside or outside of the events. I want to take this time to focus on my physical and mental health.
You mean you're going to go outside, eat healthy, maybe probably lose weight? That's good for you. I hope you find physical and mental health and realize just how retarded the constantly online space has helped you become. I truly pray that you actually find a semblance of your way slightly more center to realize it's okay to be retarded and to grow as an individual. That not everyone you disagree with is just a hateful bigot. That would be healthy for you. It'd be healthy for the whole world. I actually pray that you find your way to something better. Go touch grass. It's good for you.
My family and friends and my education. I have a lot of other things going on outside of VTubing that are way bigger than me, and I feel like the best course of action is to step away entirely and prioritize myself. It's been an honor and privilege to be part of such a tremendous adventure, and I trust everyone to bring this beautiful thing to fruition. Now, if they do have other things going on in real life, go for it. Like, seriously. I don't like to like prey on someone's downfall. I disagree heavily with some of the things this person has said. I think it's been pretty
Agreed.
hateful, and I even think some of the things in this apology has been misleading about the depth of where all of this goes. But if this person has something good going on in their life, pursue that. Like, make
Honestly, even if they've got something bad going on in their life that they need to focus on, take care of it. You've got to take care of yourself and your loved ones and all the things in your immediate surroundings first. Especially if this person isn't a full-time VTuber and it's their main job. Like, you gotta put life first. Unless this becomes your job, it cannot be your priority. If it is your job, you need to make sure you have enough savings for, say, 1 or 2 months, where if, God forbid, something happens, you're in an accident, a family member dies, anything, you can take that break away from being online to focus on helping the people you love. So, as much as I want to meme on this person for having done some, honestly, just bullshittery, good or bad, whatever the reason, whatever they have going on outside of the internet, I hope it's I hope it is something that they are able to look back on afterwards and say, yeah, I needed this time away. You know, Ice Wolf, how is it that you go away and I actually have some wholesome moments, and the moment you're back is when I'm getting ready to resume the video in order to probably go back to memeing on this person? You can't leave. I like beaming on them.
something of it. Like, this stuff, like, I don't think it's great for a lot of people's mental health, and it can't be worth it at this point. So if you got good things going on in your life, like, unironically, I hope it works out really well for you. I know, I'm not joking, 100% serious, and I think that advice could work with
Did you
a
just
lot of
sense I was
people.
going to be
I
wholesome
think
and
a
you
lot of
left a
people
little
maybe
bit?
need to take a step back, whether that's touching grass or finding some good things, good influences in your life that don't require you to be angry on Twitter all day and nights, and not even get that much out of it, right? But the quotes were going after them, saying basically a hiatus after not streaming for uh, 2 months. I checked.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus
basically
Christ.
it's been a bit, right? Like, let me see here. Their last one was like in December, so like I don't think it's like a big gigantic announcement. This person says you attacked Kirsha, called her a racial slur, and then try to get her sponsors to drop her. F out of here with your victim mentality. And then Banana
There
Juju,
we go.
another person getting featured all the time. She gets tied in everything too.
Banana
She
Juju is
said,
great.
harassment do be crazy. I know I still remember what you said about me. You are not the victim, you were the bully. And, I think sometimes maybe like an apology is in order because, I mean, this was her response. Girl F you. When Banana Juju thanked Asmongold for defending her because she was getting brigaded, dogpiled, if you will, because of her hairstyle, because she has dreads on a fair skinned model that is based on her real life appearance. And
Yeah.
Nirolina jumped in and gave obviously a sterling criticism, just saying F you.
And you know who else was a fair-skinned, um, fictional or digital character that had dreadlocks? Fucking Tarzan. How many people tried to cancel He had dreadlocks, right? They were kind of. Or was it just long hair? I seem to remember him with his hair being thick enough to it was almost like dreads. Was it just long hair? Shit, I think I need to have a movie night and watch Tarzan again. Damn it.
And then in
You
the
know what? No, we're. No, come on. It was the. Yeah, those are dreads. That counts as dreads. Fuck it, Tarzan had dreads. Now, I don't know who the fuck would think that a man living. Oh god, I might have to. Tarzan and the Leopard Woman? What the hell is this? Getty Images? We might have some really bad Tarzan movies to watch at some point. Holy shit, we've got to get down that. Oh.
replies of that same tweet saying these women get one lick of pushback and they immediately jump into the arms of a man who made racist remarks about Palestinians and is violently transphobic. Genuinely F you. Yeah, getting a little bit of pushback and immediately jumping away.
No kidding.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it? But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for today's video. Make sure to check out my Patreon. Come on and join. The water's fine, ladies and
Rev,
gentlemen. There's a
wait. Rev, I thought you healed from your glasses changing size. Do I need to tell Ember that this illness has gone on only with your Patreon? Rev, you're hiding it. I'm gonna have to tell Ember. She'll send the squad after you. It's okay. We'll get you better.
lot of good stuff coming. I really appreciate everyone who's been joining up. Got big plans. Check out the new video. We're going to talk about some of the lawsuits, the Ms. Kiff stuff, and we're going to do some reacting and also some other situations going on that somehow got intrinsically tied into that as well. I think you guys will enjoy it. So check out the link in the pinned comment and description. But that's going to do it for today's video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you for watching this video. This was Simply John. Please make sure to follow Rev Says Desu on his YouTube channel and give that video a like and definitely subscribe to him. Have a great night.